do it. But all right, speaking of that, we're gonna switch over to the NFC game. So our first one, we're gonna go the New York
Simple.
Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles this Saturday at 8:15. Oh, prime time game. Nice. Um,
Mhm.
Jay, I'm gonna come to you first because I just feel like you're gonna say something out of the box for some odd reason. Who you got? Who you got winning
It's
this
funny.
game?
It's funny you say that, but I was looking at some stuff on social media, and somebody said that the Eagles Giants game was the JV game, and Cowboys 49ers is the varsity game on Sunday. But I didn't say that. That's just what somebody said. But no, look, I number one, that was this weekend was really the first time I sat down and watched the Giants play 4 quarters of football. I was impressed. I think they have a good team, and Daniel Jones at quarterback, after a lot of questions over the years, he's actually playing really well, or at least he played really well last weekend. The one
Mhm.
thing I don't like, though, I feel like they're running this guy too much. Like, if you want to get Daniel Jones hurt, keep calling these design
Seriously.
run plays for him.
Mhm.
There is no longevity in that. I couldn't understand why the Giants continue to run him. I think he had 17 rushes, some
Yeah.
designed, obviously, and some that he just ended up running, but that's way too many for Daniel Jones. But look, I think the Giants have had a good season. As you've mentioned several times, Britt Dable, the coach, has done an outstanding job. But I think their season ends against Philadelphia. I find it really hard to believe that they're going to go into Philly and beat the Eagles. It's just not going to happen. Jalen Hurts, that Eagles offense, too explosive. That defensive front on Philly, really hard to run the football against them. I know Saquon has kind of found a second life with the Giants, but I just don't know that he's going to be able to run it consistently against that Eagles front. So I think the Eagles win this game. I like Philly like 31-17.
Ooh, wow. K Walk.
Yeah, I have to agree with Jay there. I mean, I do get to watch. I watch every game, to be honest with you, but I do get to watch a little bit more Giants games because I do put it on one TV and it's the local game, so I put it on that particular TV. But yeah, I mean, I picked them to win last week. I picked the Giants to win, so I wasn't really surprised that they won the game. I'm just surprised at the way that they won the game, and Daniel Jones throwing for over 300 yards and rushing for over 70 yards. That's where I was most surprised at. And again, I was, and then I was, and again, I picked the Giants because I just flipped the coin and say, what Vikings team are we going to see? The coin came down and said we're going to see the Vikings team that we saw against the Cowboys, and that's what they showed up. They made zero adjustments in that game in the second half, and the Giants say, okay, you know what, you're going to keep giving this to us, we're going to keep taking it, and that's what they did. You know, they ran the ball, they threw the ball, and they did whatever they wanted to do on the defensive end. I'm on the offensive side of the ball. So yeah, I wasn't really surprised with that. But with all that being said, I don't see them repeating that because I think they're facing an Eagles team who has a good defense. Or a great defense. I'm not gonna, because I don't want the Philly fans to come at me, man. I mean, this is a hard pick for me because I know a ton of Philly fans, Eagles fans, and I know a ton of Giants fans. So, and I know they're watching right now. They're sitting on this and waiting. What is K Walk? Who is he going to pick? And no matter who I pick, I'm a hater. So it's a no win for me.
They
It's a
will
no
come
win
out
for
and
me.
attack you for no
Yeah,
reason.
exactly. It's a no win for me. So with all that being said, I mean, I think that week off for the Eagles is going to help them tremendously. Because of the fact of the matter is they needed to get healthy right now. They need to get healthy. They have some guys that really needed that week off for sure. And as a fan in me, you know what? I'm gonna play both sides of the fence here. You know what? I'm not gonna put myself in a no lose situation. Let me flip this. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm picking the Eagles to win this game, but I want the Giants to win this game.
There
Does
you
that make
go.
sense? Okay,
I
There you
bet.
because of
go.
the fact of the matter is, if the Giants win and the 49ers win, 49ers get home field advantage in the NFC Championship. So let me flip that. So, but I am picking the Eagles to win the game, but I'm rooting for the Giants. Can I play both sides of the field there or fence there?
Yeah, I can't
All right.
look. I can't
Okay.
get mad at you. If I was the 49ers, I would want the Giants to win too. Um, um, no, I think this is going to be a tighter game than what most people think. This will be the third time they play each other. What in the last 6, 7 weeks? Um, the last game we played was against the Giants, albeit it was against their backups.
Right.
Albeit, the Eagles played a very vanilla offense. Jalen Hurts didn't use his legs at all, and you can see the big difference. I do think the Eagles will win, but that is predicated on health. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
How will Jalen Hurts feel during the course of this game? Will he be willing to take off and run when he needs to? Lane Johnson. Do you guys know the record of when Lane Johnson is out? He's 9-22. Or I'm sorry, the Eagles are 9-22 when Lane Johnson is out.
Is he playing this week?
He is playing. He said, "I am playing this week," but we don't know how he's going to be able to manage his pain. He did tear his groin muscle, and I'm pretty sure the opposition understands that. I'm pretty sure they're going to try to attack him in certain areas, whether you think it's a cheap shot or not. That's what they're going to do.
Shots. When that pile up, come on, there could be some chicken wings thrown up in there.
Exactly. But the one thing I will say I like about Lane Johnson is he's one tough mother. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all can finish the rest. He's one tough person. We got kids watching the show. I don't care. But no, I think all in all, if the Eagles come out healthy, if the Eagles play like they're supposed to play, I think they will win. I have to give credit to the Giants. I've told y'all for a long time, I think Brian Daboll is the coach of the year. I love Nick Sirianni. I love Kyle Shanahan. I love Doug Peterson. But what Brian Daboll has done with this Giants organization to me is amazing. And mind you, it's not that many different players from last year to this player. Last year they had Joe Judge. They played bad, terrible. Same players this year. And actually Kenny Galloway actually got worse this year. And look where they're at. They just beat the Vikings. And I agree with you, K-Walk, with the Vikings. I went with the Giants too. It was no surprise to me at all. I completely went with the Giants. The Vikings defense is terrible, and they showed that. But I'm going with the Eagles. I'm going to say 24-20. I think it would be a 4-point victory. It's a division matchup. They know each other very well.
I don't know if I gave my score for that. I'm going Eagles 23-20, just to throw that out there.
Close
so
one.
3-4 points.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The only blowout was Jay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right, guys. So this is y'all teams now. K-Walks. Now he's a true 49ers fan, passionate about his team. Jay, he became a Cowboys fan this year. He'll probably be a different team next year. After next week, we'll see. I'm sorry, this week we'll see. Mm-hmm. But we got the Dallas Cowboys at the San Fran 49ers. I'm excited about this one. I can't stand neither team, to be honest with you. This Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Who you got? I guess I will go first, and I'll let y'all two go after me. This is going to be a good matchup, guys. This is going to be tough. So this is what I will say. The 49ers had the Seattle Seahawks. We knew they was going to blow them out. I give Seattle Seahawks credit for being competitive in that first half, but that was about it. Geno Smith turned that ball over, I think, early in the third. Momentum completely shifted. Tampa Bay, whatever. That was just bad. Tom Brady, we'll talk about him in a second. This game, I'm going to give my predictions real quick and make this fast. I'm going to go with the 49ers primarily because of their defense. Brock Purdy has been playing great. I think as long as Kyle Shanahan keeps it simple, we got the playmakers, Christian McCaffrey, Samuel Debo Samuel. I always do that backwards. Debo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk, so forth. They just go on, do their thing. I just think that the Cowboys went into Tampa Bay. They're not that great of a team. I give Cowboys all the credit. They played fantastic. Some of Dak Prescott's best ball I've seen him play ever. But you're going up against the stout 49ers. DeMeco Ryans will have this 49ers defense ready to go. But I still think it's going to be a pretty close game. I'm going to say 27-24. I really think it's going to be a close, exciting football game. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And in the 49ers advance. Jay, who you got winning this game?
Look, the Cowboys played great last night. That was one of the most complete, disciplined kind of games. And that's what they need to do if they're going to have any chance against a team like the 49ers. when you look at San Fran, when I look at the way they played against Seattle early in that game, first half of that game, I thought Brock Purdy missed some guys that were open, just overthrows. I thought he was late on some throws where guys were open. And, I think in a really close game, I don't know that you can get away with that, right? Obviously, they're better than Seattle. They were able to overcome it. In a really close game, if he kind of misses some guys and is late on some throws, can you get away with that? I don't know. But, Britt, I think at the end of the day, it kind of goes back to the point you said. Two things. Number one, I think San Francisco's defense is just too good. They're just really good play. They're just a really good defense. And then when you look at the offense, the weapons, I mean, they just have weapons everywhere. And it's not just about the weapons, but it's how they use the weapons. I don't think there's a team in the NFL that gets the most out of their guys in a variety of ways. I mean, Debo will line up wide one play. He'll be a tailback the next play. All the stuff they do with McCaffrey. Obviously, the tight end is phenomenal. I mean, they just get the most out of everything that they have. And I just think that's going to be too much for Dallas in the end. And if I think about just consistency, if I think about which team is more likely to make a critical mistake, I think Dallas is that team that's more likely to make a mistake that could lose them the football game. So at home, I got San Fran. I'll be rooting for Dallas. I'll be cheering Dallas on. But I think San Fran wins this game. I don't even know that it's going to be as close as people think. I got San Fran 38 and Dallas 24.
Okay, not bad. But that's what I will say. My 3 points was the I think I said 27-24 final.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really think San Fran may score a little bit more, but I'm gonna say 27-24 because I think I'm underestimating Dallas just a little bit. Is those 3 points that the kicker will miss?
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Those are those.
I thought he had money on the game the way he was kicking.
Seriously, man.
Those will be those 3 points. If they don't get rid of that kicker,
points.
they don't get rid of that kicker. Those are those 3 points right there. But K-Walk, this is your team. This is really your team. You're passionate about the 49ers. Who you got?
Yeah, I just wish. Remember back in the day, you had those blank tapes, and you had the one person that got the new tape that came out, and you wanted to dub it. That's what I want to do with Jay. I want a high speed dub with Jay. Everything that Jay just said. That's what to copy everything Jay just said. But yeah, all seriousness aside, yeah, I mean, I'm very nervous about this game, as I am every game, and then I just think that it comes down to Brock Purdy. I seen the way that the Cowboys were getting after the quarterback. I know it was a 45-year-old Tom Brady last night, and he really couldn't do anything. So they bent their ears back and say, "Let's go get this guy," because I know he can't move. He won't step up in the pocket. If he does, then all he's going to do is just fall to the ground, preserve himself. But for the most part, Tom Brady looked like he was out there just on a lake skipping rocks, man. I mean, when he was throwing the ball to those receivers. But I'm hoping that they come after Brock Purdy. He's been defended in so many different ways. I mean, you name it. Zone blitzes, straight blitzes, sending 4, sending 5, straight up man. And Jay mentioned, in a tight one. I think what ultimately is going to happen is, they're going to see what the first half is. That's what the 49ers love to do. Is they adjust. They do a great job of adjusting in game, and especially at halftime. And that's when they were down 17-16 going into the half, coming out of the half, they knew what they knew what Pete Carroll, not Dan Quinn, I forget, he's at what you call him now. But that defense wanted to do against Brock Purdy to throw him off. But what Kyle does is he does a great job of scheming guys open. He doesn't necessarily have to rely on Brock Purdy just throwing, getting that ball there. He schemes guys to get open and make the throw easier for Brock Purdy. So that's what I think he's going to do ultimately. But with all that being said, man, I'm very scared the way Dak looked last night. I mean, if he plays the way he played last night against the 49ers, even with that great 49ers defense, they're going to get rid of the ball quick. But the difference is I think the 49ers have good linebackers, and they like to get deep too. But I'm gonna make this a close one as well. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, to be honest with you. But I will keep it close. I got the 49ers 33-28 here.